So y'all are going to have to get me a stand to shoot video content from my car. But I wanted to come and have a conversation that has been a bit repetitious with people that I've been in conversation with lately, communities that I've been a part of and different things like that. And there's been this common theme that I've noticed especially amongst those who are believers. And it is the call to do less. And so it's like you feel like you should be doing more. You desire to do more, but you still feel this need to do less, right? If that's you, type me in the comments. And what I mean by this is that you probably find yourself praying more than studying the scripture, or you find yourself resting, feeling called to rest more than you work. You're probably feeling like you need to spend less time on social media, even though social media may be one of the tools or sort resources that you're using to build your business. And you're just feeling the need to do less, and it doesn't really make a lot of sense because you're used to pushing and making the things happen, right? And so if that's you, if you have been feeling the pull to do less in practicality, while you feel like you need to be doing more, but you sense that God is telling you to do less, but your natural response and reaction feels like you should be doing more. If that's you, just let me know, because this video is for you. And so one of the questions that came up is, why is it that suddenly I feel like I need to do a lot less than I have? And it's not because you're lazy. A lot of times we credit burnouts, or that we're in a pivot, or we for women, we may credit maybe menopause, or just any of the psychological or physical things that we can kind of give credit to being in that space for. But here's what I want to say to you. It could very well be that in some cases, but what I'm seeing spiritually is that we're being called to do less, and do less in the physical and in the practical, but we're being called to do more in the spiritual. And the reason is because I believe that God is shifting us from doing to being. I believe that He's shifting us to operate in our identity and not the practicality of who we are. And I also believe that God is preparing us, right, for he is teaching us to strengthen our ability to hear him. Now, I did a video, I talked about this in another video, but I told people, I said, your next success strategy is actually spiritual, right? And this is why a lot of the things that you've been doing in practicality, a lot of the strategies that you've used in the past, some of the skills that you have been able to rely on in the past, those things are not working for you in the way that they used to, because God is calling you not to detach, not, it's not just about learning more of what you need to do, but it's really about learning more about who you are. Now, when we look at the state of the world, we can see many things that are going, crazy, things that are not idea, right? And I also see that there's a lot of separation of, I guess, if you use it biblically, you can say wheat from tare. Naturally, there's a lot of separation from those who are truly submitted and surrendered to God, and those who have been using God as a marketing ploy and a marketing strategy just to get people into their funnels, right? And so what I see happening is that God is really moving us out of this space of doing to a space of being, really understanding our God-given identity, and He is increasing our ability to hear Him and hear Him more clearly. Reason we need to hear him and hear him more clearly is because we are in a time and season of the world where there is great delusion. There's lots of delusion. There are many, many distractions. And there are a lot of things that have been sent to derail those who are truly called to do and impact the world at a greater capacity under the guidance of God. Okay. And so he's shifting many of us from this space of trying to earn the things that he has so rightfully promised to us, and shifting us to a place of being where we operate from who we are, and those things are become a byproduct of who we are. Okay. So your pull, the pull that you're experiencing to do less, in the practical, in the natural, in the physical, but do more in the spiritual, which is more praying, more fasting, more time in the presence of God, more time strengthening your ability to hear God, is strategically designed for you to not only be able to withstand the things that are happening in this world. And this is not a scare tactic or fear driven video, because I don't believe in driving people into fear or any of that. However, you do need to have the ability to know what is going on in the supernatural and in the realm of the spirit, so that you will have one up in the natural. And when I say one up, it means that you will be proactively prepared, so that the things that have been, that God has for you, and anything that does happen in this world, you do not become a casualty of it, because you have strengthened your ability to hear God, to make the moves that you need to move in time and on time. Okay. So again, this part about you doing less, and when I say less, I'm talking about the things that you are able to do in your own strength, the practical, tangible things that that you normally would do to get the results, to get you out of a situation that you're in, or any of those things, and do more of the things in the realm of the spirit, which are going to require you to dig deeper into your faith. I think that where you are also, and this is specifically for someone on this broadcast, where you are right now is that the faith that you have talked about, that you have, testified about, if you will, the faith that you say you have, it's now a time of testing of that faith. Now, because the thing about faith is, faith spoken is not activated until faith is tested. Okay. So again, faith spoken is not activated until it's tested. Right. So just like when a product is being put out in the earth, in the world, we have all of these ideas and concepts about what this product could do, how it will change and impact the lives of others. It's not until people actually begin to use that product that we can determine its durability, its effectiveness, its efficiency. So it's the same thing with your faith. Your faith sounds good in words. It sounds good logically. It sounds good, but it's not truly faith or proven until that faith is put into action. Faith spoken is not activated until it's tested. And so for those who have, you have said certain things about, you trust God here, you trust God there. Now in this time, you're doing less in your natural ability, but doing more in the spirit is being tested. Okay. And so right now is not the time for you to figure it out. What do I need to do? What do I need to do? What do I need to do? What God is saying is, you need to understand more about who you are, who you need to be, right? Who he's developing you. Because the thing about operating from who you are is, even when challenges happen, you don't walk away from your faith. You don't walk away from God. You don't question who God is or his ability when you are rooted and grounded in your identity. And a lot of people have been rooted in the ideology of God, but they are not grounded in their identity in God, and that is the difference. And so I believe that this is what this season, much of what's going on, this is what it's about. And you'll learn more about yourself through this process than ever. And of course, we all know that even though we don't want to go through the things we're going through, because no one signs up for challenges or hardship, right? However, we do understand that through that is the birthing of our character. Through that is the building of our faith. Through that is the maturing of our emotional, mental, and spiritual capacity. Those things are strengthened when we go through that situation or through tough and trying times in our life. So I hope that this really spoke to you and gave you some clarity about, what is going on right now and what you need to do as you're going through this so that it doesn't consume you. And what you need to know is that, and this sounds so cliche, and a lot of times we don't want to hear it. However, it is the truth. All things work together for the good of those who love him and who are called according to, who are called according to Christ. So all of those things that we endure, he doesn't put those on us. He just makes sure that as we navigate through them and we continue to put our faith and trust in him, it has to work out for our good. Okay. So again, I hope that this encourages you. And if you have any questions, please comment on this video. And, I do go back and try to look at the comments and respond to you all. And yeah, that's all I have. I love you guys. That's all I have for today. And I'll be back when I have something else to say. Bye-bye.